Hello, UPIKE viewers. Welcome to the May 2025 edition of Bear TV News. I'm Logan Morrison.
And I'm Chloe Hall. We're excited to bring you the latest news, events, and highlights from right here at the University of Pikeville. Hillbillies took over downtown Pikeville once again for one of the region's most anticipated traditions. The 48th annual Hillbilly Days Festival brought together vibrant entertainment, Appalachian culture, and a whole lot of fun, all while raising money for a good cause.
Hillbilly Days is certainly one that does not disappoint. So in the bottom floor of the parking garage, there is going to be lots of crafters and artisans set up in the Artisans Village that will certainly have something for everyone there. So for Hillbilly Days this year, the new event that we have expanded is the Family Fun Zone. Bootleggers Alley was new last year, so that's just an expansion this year. And then there's always new vendors and new people that come into the area, some new food booths that might have not been here before. So I encourage everyone to come by the City of Pikeville Tourism booth that will be set up in front of our regular tourism center located at 773 Hambley Boulevard. So we will have information on who is in the parking garage, maps that you can have to kind of find your way around, some information about the festival, and any other thing that you would want to know. And the big thing is that we would love for our visitors to come and do is to tell us what state they're from. We have a large light up map of the United States, and so every time somebody comes by and tells us they're from somewhere other than Kentucky, we'll pop one of the little corks out and we will light up that state to see how many states we have represented this year. Well, my favorite thing about Hillbilly Days is always the people and getting to see old faces that come in every year to kind of have this as a vacation for them. And then I love to meet our new visitors because we always think that if we can get them here for a festival, they always find something different and unique about Eastern Kentucky and specifically Pikeville that they would like to come back and visit. So we really want to encourage people to come back and spend a weekend aside from the festival to see all that Pikeville and Eastern Kentucky has to offer. And then of course, I'm always a big fan of the food. So visiting the new food booths is always something on my list.
The countdown is on for graduation at the University of Pikeville. On Saturday, May 10th, students earning undergraduate, graduate, and health professions degrees will walk the stage at Appalachian Wireless Arena in downtown Pikeville. We sat down with two seniors as they reflect on their time at UPIKE and look ahead to the future.
We asked seniors David and Alathan on what their thoughts and experience was here while being at the University of Pikeville. We asked both David and Alathan on what their favorite part while being a student here at UPIKE was.
I would say it was really making a lot of friends because back in high school, we had a hard time making friends, especially since I switched schools from the 5th grade. So it was hard to really find friends, but now I have a decent amount of friends, and I'm happy about that.
My favorite part is probably just being with my friends. I've made a lot of connections here, and a lot of, I feel like, whatever the next step is, I'm going to be able to come back and be like, have a little reunion, so.
We asked both David and Alathan on what their plans was after school.
There are not a whole lot of concrete plans, but the idea is that I will either go into like information technology management or something film related.
I am currently auditioning for grad schools to go into theater. I've got some acceptances, but I'm waiting to hear back from some other schools. So, waiting on that.
We asked both of them what their favorite moment or teacher made you the most ready for being in the outside world after school.
I want to say there was like one specific teacher. There were actually multiple teachers that I would say helped me a lot. It kind of helped me realize like my worldview when I came here was not necessarily the correct one. It helped me like expand it and realize, oh hey, there's a lot more going on here. So,
Well, I really have to give a big shout out to like the music faculty and the theater faculty because all of them have really helped me in my career in different perspectives, obviously, because they all come from very different backgrounds. But it's really been a little bit of their whole philosophy,
And finally, we asked them what UPIKE has taught them as a person and student that they will use for years to come.
I think it's taught me that while I should, have lots of empathy and such, there should be a limit, and that there should be there's only so much you can do for others because, I am only one person. I'm not like Superman. I can just fly all over the place and help people. So
Art is a process. Like you kind of have to, it's one of those things where you have to focus on it every day and make sure that you keep up the routine because we're all trying to get better.
I'm Ryan McWilliams, and this is Bear TV News.
The undergraduate, graduate, CACO, and CACOM graduation ceremonies will be available to watch live on the University of Pikeville's official YouTube channel.
The University of Pikeville students and faculty took time to reflect and observe Holy Week through a series of special services and events on campus. It was a meaningful time of spiritual connection leading into the Easter weekend.
Two weeks ago, the University of Pikeville held several events to celebrate this year's Holy Week. Here is Rob Music.
My name is Rob Music. I'm the campus chaplain. I'm also the Associate Dean of Health and Wellness. Holy Week is the time between Palm Sunday and Easter. So it's a time we dedicate to the life and teachings of Jesus, particularly his last week of on earth. And we also have something called Good Friday, which is not really so good because it's when he died. But so it's all these different days that have special kind of circling around with something about Jesus' life. One of the things we're really excited about, we had a worship service where different Christian groups got together, worshiped on campus. Each day in the community, we have an event where churches will gather for a service and then lunch, so you gotta love lunch. Thursday today on campus, we have Stations of the Cross where people can walk around and click QR codes, have some time of prayer, see campus, why it's so beautiful today. And then on Friday, we have I count this as an event. We take school off. We have no class because it's Good Friday. So we honor Jesus' death that way. The goal is for people to be able to pause. We live in such a fast-paced world, high demands. It's like, okay, I'm going to take a moment, catch my breath, center on things that are important, reflect a little bit. And even if that's not my religious tradition, maybe I'm not religious at all, but I'm going to use this as like a thoughtful time to make me reflect in my own life. So the goal would be really to give students experiences, opportunity of experiencing the sacred, but then also asking some really important life questions.
This is Christian Wells for Bear TV News, signing off.
The UPIKE track and field team recently competed in competition. Angel Tackett has the highlights.
UPIKE Track and Field Conference just took place this week. Alex Salters, a junior, was interviewed along with the head coach, David Espinosa.
I think I'm most excited to compete in discus. It has my best chance at making nationals, and I'm really excited to try to be in that environment and see what I can do. As far as perfecting my technique, but I've been working on it this entire season really hard.
So far this weekend, I think we're doing very well. Everyone's putting forth, the best effort. We're seeing great performances out of everything. We're taking some risks and they're paying off for some and not for others, but you kind of have to do that at a championship meet. And for nationals, we're looking pretty good. We have some things to work on still with David and the hammer, just to try to get him ready, but we still have a little over a month for that. So give us plenty of time to get things ready to go and hopefully bring back another All-American to UPIKE.
This is Angel Tackett with Bear TV News.
That's a wrap on the final edition of Bear TV News for the semester. We'll be back soon with more stories and updates from around campus. I'm Chloe Hall.
And I'm Logan Morrison. Thanks for joining us, and as always, go Bears.